Hey everybody, it's Dallas Stone here, and it's been a while since I've done this, so I figured I'd hop back in here and show you guys what I've been working on. And so yeah, so let's continue. I'm gonna continue work on this. This is a personal piece that I've been working on. It's a Chevrolet Camaro, 2016. And no, I don't have the rights to this car, but I'm not selling it. So that's the most important thing. I'm not selling this asset anywhere. It's just for personal work, and that should be okay. I mean, if Chevrolet has issues with it, then I'll remove it from my portfolio when I'm done, but I can't see that being an issue. But yeah, I'm sorry that I'm going to be starting this like in middle of the project, but I figured it's better to do this and just show you guys what I'm gonna be doing with this asset, and maybe just kind of break it down for you. So this is using subdivisions in Maya, and for those who don't know what subdivisions are, it's literally when you press the 3 button in Maya, you'll see it being smoothed out, and these thick lines here is just crease edges. Okay, and so in case you guys want to look that up, let me just remove these image planes here. Let me just adjust my mic. There we go. And let me move my recording here to the left, and I need to put my reference images here to the left, or on my other monitor. So as usual, you know, when you're modeling, you just make sure you have tons of references, right? And for me, I've been tempted so many times when I saw this car up on, like, out on the street somewhere to like just take a bunch of pictures, but I didn't want to be a little creeper taking pictures of someone's house or something, right? So yeah, so this is done with a lot of subdivisions, and what's gonna happen is after I finish modeling everything, I'm gonna have to retopologize it, because at this moment it's at 22,000 polygons right now if I was to smooth this, and this is just a half of the car, right? When I mirror this over to the other side, it's gonna be about 45,000, which is fine for modern games nowadays, but you have to also remember that this is not even including the interior yet. So I might have to go back in and retopologize depending on when I'm finally finished this. And there's just tons of details that I know right now that I'm missing, just by looking at the reference, at all my reference images and stuff. There's just like little things like indents here, and that I'm just missing, right? I'm missing a lot of like these little details, and I want to model all that. Like all these little details. So if I'm gonna model all those things, I need to make sure that I go back in and I retopologize a lot of this, and I bake the high poly into the low poly. Okay, so I'm sorry if I took a lot of time just talking about the process that I'll be using. I did promise to you guys that I will be going a little bit. I've learned a lot from teaching, and that's one thing that I've learned, is that I need to explain things a little bit more, and not just assume that everyone kind of understands and knows everything. So, all right. So this is where it's at right now. What I'm gonna be doing is I was working on the logo, okay? So I'm gonna continue with that. I'm gonna continue with this, kind of show you guys how I would tackle this, right? So it feels like there still needs to be like an indent here. So what I'll do, so I probably do not need this backside, so I'm gonna kill that. Then I'm gonna extrude faces. Sorry, going to my front view, and I'm just gonna go offset. So like that should be okay. Then I'm just gonna realign these, right, to match where it's supposed to go. And I know that this isn't matching perfectly right now. Like you're noticing that this stuff is not matching perfectly, but obviously when taking photos, you might have a little small perspective, and obviously you just do your best to match it, right? Not everything's going to be perfect. You just try make it perfect. I'm just gonna make some adjustments here. Again, I'm assuming that this is aligned with that, right? So I'm gonna try and make everything aligned properly. Same with this, and just gonna readjust everything. And then it looks like from here it indents in again, right? So I'm gonna this extrude face. You can go thickness, and it's a very small indent, so I'm not gonna go too crazy here. Maybe something like that. And you also notice that it like bevels, right? So for me to create that bevel, I'm just gonna select the edge. What I can do is I could just transform component and then just push it in and out like that. Could do that. Ooh, no. But it's not really giving me the result that I want. So what I could do is I could just scale it in, right, and then just make adjustments to certain parts, right, and just eyeball this as best as I can, and just like scale things in and scale these in, maybe scale these two in as well. And again, this is just, I'm just eyeballing this right now. It's always good to go to your perspective, especially if you are trying to align things together. So let's see here. So right now, how's that looking? So that's not looking too bad. I feel like this needs to be like, now this doesn't feel like it's lining up. No, it's still lining up. It's just not, doesn't feel like it's in the middle anymore, so I'm just gonna slide this along. And I'm gonna do same. No, I'm gonna do same for this one here. So what I'm doing here is I'm just scaling along another vertice. So to do that, you just press D to change your pivot, and then so I hold D, press V, middle mouse click the vertice. It changes the pivot point, and then now I just scale it. Okay, that's what I'm doing there. For here, I'm just going to snap to that. I'm gonna move D again, V, scale. No, that's not what I want. I'm gonna do it for this one first. No, that's not looking right either. I'm gonna do it up here. There you go. Okay, just to kind of keep things nice and aligned. Right, keep things nice and aligned. Okay, and so same with these two. I feel like not like in the middle where it should be. So just making those adjustments, and let's see. So there we go. That looks a lot cleaner. This definitely doesn't look right now, so I gotta move this along this perhaps, and then flatten that out a bit more. Maybe even moving it down here. And then maybe it's this one that needs to be adjusted. Because this needs to be like that. So, okay, so I think maybe for that one, I just have to. Yeah, so this is causing me some problems here. Might just have to stay. I might just have to make some compromises here. There, that should be good. All right, so now we have the logo. The logo here, and obviously there's this face that's like really weird. It's got a bunch of faces, right? So I'm just going to use the multi-cut tool just to kind of make these into nice quads for us. There we go. Delete history. And so there we have it. So now we have this logo. I feel like this might be indented too much, so I'm just going to move this out a tad bit. Now if I press 3 to subdivide, it looks really bad. And that's again because I don't have any crease tools, so I can go in and start creasing things. So let's crease the edges, obviously. So I'm just going to go and crease tool, middle mouse drag to the right to make sure to make the creases really hard. I also feel that these hold on, let me just, before I do anything, I don't want to screw anything up. So I feel that this edge here needs to be pushed back a bit more, or even deleted, to be honest. If I delete this, there we go. Yeah, so I made an extra extrude there that I probably didn't need to do. So now I'm just going to select this edge, and I am going to, because if I go 3 now, nope. So if I select this edge, so I definitely need this edge to be creased. So I'm going to go to crease tool again, move it to the right. You're noticing that these corners now are caving in. So let me just quickly crease these edges here. Crease that. So now we have this kind of thing going on. Still not correct, obviously. It's definitely looking better than this right now, but we still need some work to do here. So I feel that we need like a nice little bevel on that edge, so we might have to do that. Let me just look at some more reference images here, because it looks like the yellow piece, okay, so the yellow piece definitely does indent in, that's confirmed, but actually this is really interesting because I'm looking at the reference images and it looks like this actually extrudes out a tad bit as well. So it indents in and then it extrudes. Okay, so let's try it. So I'm just gonna try this. Nope, offset just by a little bit, and then I'm gonna extrude again. And this time we're gonna go thickness out. It's almost something like that. But then with the offset, kind of going like this. It's almost something like that. Right? My camera's killing me. I have to fix my camera. So again, I would have to make sure that I crease all of these corners. And I'm gonna have to make some adjustments because if you notice that it's becoming unaligned properly again, like it's not giving me nice straight lines. The sides are, this corner here is not. So I'm gonna have to adjust that in a sec. But now we have something like that, right? And I also think, like, I'm looking at the corners here, they have like this nice bevel in there. So I might have to add like a bevel. All right, make sure this fraction's a lot smaller. All right. Might have to do 2 segments of this. What is it? Crease tools, bam. Let's see how this looks. Or to give it more of like a sharper edge. But yeah, let me just quickly fix all these vertices, just because I know that this is not looking very clean anymore. So I'm just gonna eyeball this one for now. Align it to this. Move it. Scale this that way. And then the other one that's bugging me is this one over here, I think. Yeah, this one over here is bugging me because it's not aligned properly. So again, this is just my OCD. I mean, no one's probably gonna even see this logo, right? But I just wanna make sure I'm showing you guys good habits. All right. And then let's make sure that we have this edge here also creased up. And that should help a lot. Okay, so now we have like this really nice edging here, which is what these ones are missing. So I'm gonna have to go in and maybe do that to all of these. So I'm just gonna add a nice little bevel to these here. So let's just do that. Yeah, so let's go 2 segments. And then maybe bring it in just like that. And again, this is my high poly. I'll probably have to retopologize this so it looks a tad bit nicer, obviously. Like, I'm wondering if I even need to do the crease edges no more. Let's see. Yeah, I probably don't even need to do the crease edges no more if I just bevel it. So I might, for this one, I might not even do sub Ds. Such a small part that it might not be worth doing the sub Ds. Let's see here. So yeah, so right now it's garbled up. It looks really messy, right? So the good way to fix that is just making sure that you have proper quads and polys. I have to admit, Maya's update 3 is actually quite good, and I normally always complain about Maya's tools when they update things, but this update seems to have been a really good one for them. The multi-cut tool doesn't like lag when you're using it, which is nice. So I do recommend people updating it. Okay, I have to make a triangle, which is always dangerous when you're doing sub D modeling. It can create some really ugly looking results. So you always have to be careful here. And then obviously I have still to clean this up a tad bit, because right now it's looking kind of ugly. I'm just using the multi-cut tool right now, just to clean up a bunch of my geometry, keep it a little bit cleaner. Okay, so now it looks less ugly. It's not doing any weird stretching and stuff like that like it was before. And yeah, I think that's looking pretty good. It's looking pretty good. I really like it looks like it's doing like a, but I think it's just from the, it might just be from the reflection or from the image or something, because it, now the biggest problem that I have with, okay, let's see here. So what happens if I don't crease this? Yeah, it's fine. It's just, it's the edge. So okay, so let's import this logo. So I'm just gonna call logo. It's getting really hot in my room, actually. Let me just take a sip of my water. So I'm gonna save the scene. I'm gonna export the selection here and into I'm gonna call this new folder meshes. I'm gonna call this Chevrolet score logo. I'm just gonna export that out. I'm gonna save the scene in case I ever need to go back to it. I'm gonna open up my scene with my car in it. I don't know what this is. Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna import because right now this. Okay, so what's this? Okay, so this is my car merged. Right. This is it. This is my working model. I think it's because I threw it into Unreal, just to kind of see how it looked like inside the underground parking scene that I was working on, which I have a feeling I'm going to completely redo, because so far I'm not too happy with that scene. Okay, so let's get back into logo here. I want to be putting in the FBX. I'm going to the meshes, Chevrolet logo, and that's probably right in the middle, I'm assuming. Where is this thing? Yeah, so there it is. Okay, so I'm going to move this out. It looks very small right now. But for now, what I'll do, let me just for now, let's plug this right in. And for me, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put the depth, change the depth a bit more, just because it's a bit easier for me just to crash it in. If I do that. And then I'm going to, so I'm going to put this into DevArt, put it into the group where it's the car, right? Keeping things as organized as possible. And then I'm going to duplicate, move this over to the back of the car, because the car also in the back has the logo. I think I have that reference somewhere. Yep, there it is. So it's going to be right in between here, and it'll be a little bit lower, probably about there. Let's slap that in there. Okay, so that's where it should be. So now we have the logo in the back as well. Cool. Okay, so let's see, where do I want to focus today when it comes to the car? So one of my biggest advice is that I received, because I'm not a vehicles artist. I love modeling vehicles and weapons, right? That's those are my two favorite things to model. So, but you know, I'm very lucky that I work at EA, where there's Need for Speed, and so we have some really good artists, um, vehicle artists at work. So I had the opportunity to kind of sit down and chit chat with them, and one of their biggest feedback was make sure you model in parts, okay? And then after you finish modeling in parts, then you retopologize everything. So just get the shape down and this, that, and the other. And so I was like, okay, that's really good advice. So what I'm gonna do is I think I'm gonna work on the back. Okay, I'm gonna show you guys the reference image of the back here. I think my focus today is gonna be working on this piece. Okay. So that's one back image. I think I have a few more back images. So yeah, so I think I'm gonna work on this back piece. Okay, so it's gonna be it's gonna be fun tackling this. It's about 30 minutes so far into the video, so I'll probably do this for another 30 minutes. And yeah, thank you guys so much again. Check out the timestamps. I forgot to do my little spiel at the beginning. Check out the timestamps so that you guys know if you guys want to be looking at certain areas of how I'm modeling things. Okay. Because again, I'm not gonna be editing these videos. If my wife ends up calling me right now and being like, "Hey, can you quickly make me breakfast?" I'm gonna go quickly make breakfast. I'm not gonna turn off the video recording. I'm just gonna run back and forth. I'm not gonna edit this. Okay, so for those who are looking for that, sorry. Okay, back to what I was doing. That's the front. I need the back. Perspectives. No, orthographic. I can go back. Let's go. Let's get rid of this outliner. If I want the outliner, I can move the outliner outside here, which is what I used to do. I don't know why I started doing it docked, but yeah. Sorry guys, I'm clearing my throat right into the into the microphone, which is not good. Thank God I have a kind of a mini what's that called, windscreen or whatever you call it. Okay, so I'm gonna create the mufflers first, and the reason why I want to create the mufflers first is so that I know that like this needs to be adjusted. Right, and how do I form that shape? Where do I form that shape? So I'm gonna create the muffler first, and it just looks cool too to have a muffler. Right now, currently my car has no muffler. It doesn't look that cool because of that. I'm just gonna turn off the images for now. Create a cylinder, and I'm gonna go to cap and change it to 2, and I'm going to what's that called? Radius. No, I'm not. That's not what I want. So I'm just going to delete the I'm gonna delete the bottom half here. Right. Obviously, this is massive. So we'll adjust that in a sec. Like that. And actually, this is way too many polys. Like I should be going like 12 or something. Okay, let me just redo this. Should be like 12, because if I smooth it, right, it's gonna be fine with 12. You don't need anything more than 12. You probably go with 8, but I'll stick with 12 because it's just get a little bit more. I'm just going to delete that. Make sure I'm not deleting anything else. I'm going to extrude this down all the way to the bottom, snap it there, and oh, sorry, wrong key. So that's going to cause issues, so we just go in, we crease it more, Erase this. There we go. Cool. And then now I put on my reference images. Go back to, this is my back view, I believe. Yes, back. And let's just start scaling this down to the proper sizing. And again, I'm only modeling one side, and then anything that is like unique on one side, I will go back and do that later in the future, after I've mirrored it and such. So, okay, so now stretching that out, like it was not happy with that, right? So what I need to do is I need to add a couple more polys here. I'm just pressing multi-cut tool, Control Shift, holding it, and it's gonna let me snap. Whoa, what just happened? Okay, hold on. Let me just. And I'm just pressing spacebar to jump between camera views. If you guys didn't know that already. There we go. Sorry. Selecting vertices. Now moving it back. That should help keep the shape better, right? Having another vertice there. And I'm just gonna shove that like this, and then we're gonna go. So I'm just looking at the reference here to see like whereabouts, how far it goes, and from the looks of it, it looks like it's almost like that. Okay, so we're gonna have 2 of these, right? In the end, you'll have 4, which is badass. We can also check a reference on the side as well, right? Ooh, that's almost spot on. That almost spot on. I'm assuming that's the muffler right there. Okay, so now we have the muffler created. Let me just quickly save this. It's also another habit you need to kind of build as well, is making sure that you save like all the time, right? Anyone who's experienced now with Maya understands that Maya can crash often, save often. Okay, so now we got to work on this bottom piece, so this back piece. So let's see here. So what I'm gonna do, this back piece, I still need to figure out. So I'm assuming. Okay, so this, I have an image of a Camaro that looks a tad bit different, probably like a different year model or trim. So I need to make sure I'm looking at the proper one. So, so yeah, I think the most important part is this part. All right, so I'm trying to make this part here. Okay, so I'm gonna hide. So this is my mufflers. So let me just, I'm in my outliner right now. Sorry, on the on my other screen. Don't think this is important for you guys to see. I'm just renaming right now my stuff so that it's nice and easy for me to find for my outliner. So nothing too fancy over here. No secrets. Okay. So I'm just going to hide everything right now, and then just work on creating this kind of shape that we want. So I'm just going to use the create polygon tool to highlight this shape. Again, only doing half of it. I was gonna make a mistake and do it all, which would have been a bad mistake. So I'm glad that I stopped myself from doing that. Now I don't know why this is not curved, so we'll have to. Oh, what am I doing? Ends right here. We go like this. Cool. Okay, so we got our general shape here. We're gonna push this forward. Go to the side view. Push this forward here. Cool. So as you can see, it looks like it kind of goes all the way back. All the way back. So yeah, we'll make those adjustments as we get to them. So first off, if I crease tool this, it's gonna look pretty bad. So we're not gonna crease it just yet. We want to kind of create some of these details in here. So let's see. So what do I want to do here? So let's go, and how do I want to tackle this? So obviously we need to have a cut here, and probably a cut right here, just to kind of help us make this line. I'm also going to make a cut here, just to kind of help us make this line. I'm going to make a cut here and a cut here. Okay, just making this all nice and pretty. Some of you guys are probably like, well, how do you know to make a line there? And it's just, that's a hard question for me to answer. I think it's just from experience, from past experiences, just kind of modeling this kind of stuff. I've just gone a lot better at making sure that I have good subdivisions on things. But yeah, like I try and make sure that I have lines that are going to help me create shapes that are in the scene. Okay, so I need to make sure. This is giving me a lot of problems here. Maybe I need to make sure this is on reference so that I can't. There we go. Helps out a lot. So what I'm gonna do here, and again, like this might get messy, like poly-wise. But it's okay because this is just my high poly. I'm going to be baking this stuff down and retopologizing it. So yeah, so this might not be, you know, the cleanest modeling. But it's okay. So we got that going for us here. Let's check the... Okay, so first off, we definitely need to crease this. Let's crease that. And then for this, let's crease this a tad bit. Right. And these I feel need to be creased just a little bit. I think that might be too much. I might just crease it just a tad bit, or I just need to add some more polys. So let's see if adding some more polys will help. Alright, and then what we'll do is we'll move this up a tad bit. Okay, no, hold on. Yeah, no, I think I do need to crease these edges here, kind of inform that shape. Yeah, so I'm just going to add some more polys here. There. There you go. So that looks a little bit nicer. Sorry, I thought I heard my phone ringing. And then we want to create this cool little indent here as well. So how am I going to tackle that? So just going to maybe make a cut like this, and then just extrude this bad boy. And yeah, so that should be okay like that. Obviously, if I press 3, it's going to look kind of weird. So again, the crease tool is your friend here when you're doing sub D modeling. And then I do want to crease this edge as well, but I don't know yet how strong I want to make it. So let's see here, maybe something like that, right? This is full on, this is not. Okay, so now we have something like that. Cool. Now I need to wrap it around the actual car. I don't like this vertice. I feel like it needs to be. It just doesn't look pretty, you know? Like I feel like it needs some loving. Let's give it some love, because right now it's bugging me. It's bugging me. It's bugging me. Okay, so that does add some more work, but it just wasn't looking good. There we go. So now we have that. We have the shape that we kind of want. Now let's bring back in the car. Okay, you know what? I think it is helpful for you guys to see this. So let me just dock this back in here. Okay, so now let's bring in back the car. Am I still in isolate mode? Nope. Where's my car? What happened to my car? That was so weird. That was the weirdest thing. I don't know what happened. So all these measurement stuff. What's all this? So measurement tool, let me lower that down. Light rig, get rid of that for now. Okay. So now that I have this, I can start to dangle it a bit, right? So this is 3. So obviously this needs to be moved in more, right? So I'm just going to use the soft select tool. Okay, maybe do that just to help it, just help move it a tad bit. Turn off soft select, and then just kind of go all the way through. So right now I'm just massaging it. I'm just massaging this bad boy a little bit. Just kind of help it. And then I'll have to, you know, go in and make it look pretty again later on. But at this point I'm just adjusting it so that it fits nicely. Okay, and obviously, and I think these parts actually goes in like that. And I'm just gonna slide this in a little bit more, and this needs to kind of go in like that, right? And so let's take a look at the back here. So right now, this part, okay, yeah, that's why. So I need to move these edges up like that so that it actually fits the muffler, right? And then yeah, like so yeah, so at this point I'm just gonna be massaging and moving this in as much as I can and making this look as nice as possible, obviously. So first thing I want to do probably is make sure that I have a decent extrude edge. I'm going to offset, thickness, sorry. I'm gonna move that in just so that's easy for me to crash into the car. Now let me just, no, that's not a transform component. Okay, let's do that again. Let's extrude. Not pretty in some areas, pretty in some areas. So I'm just gonna have to adjust this area a tad bit. Let's go. Just making some tweaks here because it was not looking pretty. Just gonna move this a bit. Just kind of making this look as pretty as I can. Right, like things like this is gonna cause issues. So now if I can just go like that, go like this, get these edges creased. Crease tool. Don't need these edges here because this is just gonna be mirrored. Delete that, keep things as clean as possible. So now if I do that, it's gonna be a lot easier for me to just shove this into the car. So what this means is in this car model here, I can start thinking about, okay, like deleting this bottom part and replacing it with, like for example, I can now essentially take this and delete it because I have this shape here covering it, right? See that? Now I don't have this covering it fully, so, but afterwards, that's what's gonna end up happening, right? So for now, I just need to massage this, like I said. So you guys are just gonna be watching me massage vertices for the next little bit here. So this is obviously not what I want. So what I can do here is I can move. Let's bring this vertice up here. Again, just massaging, doing some massaging. It's like being a massage therapist, but for vertices, you know? So yeah, hopefully you guys have been enjoying this so far. Sorry, just taking a look at my reference here. So I do notice, ooh, did I miss that in the concept? Not in the concept, but did I miss something? I feel like I might have missed a small little detail. I did miss a small little detail. Ooh, 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 that might hurt me. That might hurt me in the end. I did not notice that this is also an indent right here. Okay, well, I gotta do now. Just noticed it. Just noticed it. extrude that, extrude again, thickness. Obviously this is not going to look good, so what we need to do is make sure that this is okay. Well, first off I need to get rid of this stuff here and just align a bunch of this stuff in here. Just gonna crease tool this. Let's see. Okay, so I still need to crease that up. Crease this. And then crease the inside. So that should do it. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so I definitely was missing that. Didn't even notice that that was a problem until I was looking at my reference and I was like, I think I missed something, guys. Yeah, so it looks like we've reverted the issue. Oh man, sorry. Going to, that's the edge for that one. The edge for this one I feel needs to be moved a tad bit. This crease I feel needs to be a lot, yeah, there we go, a lot harder. But okay. So yeah, so now it's just down to massaging. Now I need to massage the crap out of this thing. And I feel that, okay, let me get rid of division here on this image. This bottom piece. So now the muffler is getting in the way. So I feel that I need to move this a tad bit more here and then more inwards. So I need to kind of sorry, I feel like I'm kissing the mic. Usually not a good thing. And then I'm gonna move this a little bit more in like that. Yeah, let's move it in a bit more. And then there we go. Cool, coming along nicely. Obviously this is not even close to the shape that it's supposed to be, so I'm gonna look at the, yeah, it's supposed to look okay. So let's try and get this massaged properly. So I need to move this out a bit more. This out a bit more. I'm just kind of moving it piece by piece here. There we go. Piece by piece. Trying to get this looking correctly. Okay, cool. So yeah, the soft select tool is really handy. Really handy. Not even gonna lie to you guys. I love it. I love it. Okay. Obviously these are not where we want it to be. So it's gotta curve back in. This bad boy. Maybe I don't need to soft select this one. We'll see. Yeah, so now I'm just massaging vert by vert. Right. This is obviously not looking correct. This is obviously not looking correct. So again, just there's no substitution for work. Wish there was a nice and easy way for me to just do this, but you know, this is why I sub these, right? It's really, really nice. Because can you imagine working with a 3000 polygon model right now? Moving and massaging each vert would take forever. Okay, spoilers. Just gonna move these vertices a tad bit. I know, guys, I'm sorry. Moving, pulling, and pushing verts is it's not the most beautiful thing to watch, right? But someone's got to do it, you know? And if you're watching this, then you want to be that person, right? This is what you're signing yourself up for. I'm gonna add another vert here, to be honest, just to kind of keep things a little bit smooth. Because I'm noticing that now, there we go. It was starting to look a little bit janks. Now, why is this looking really weird? Yeah, see that? Why is that doing that? Crease tool. Huh. Okay. What is going on here? This doesn't. Oh, it's probably just getting. Is it because it's getting pulled left and right? Maybe. Like a crease tool. Yeah, it's getting pulled a little bit too much. So it's not liking it. Okay. Alright, so now that's looking a lot better. Again, it doesn't. I don't mind the fact that it's crashing through like this because I'm gonna retopologize this afterwards, right? And for those who are like, "What the hell does he keep talking about? Retopologizing?" Is like retopologizing. What does that mean? What that means is later on I'm gonna actually redraw and remodel a bunch of this stuff to a lower poly version, and then that's the version that we're actually gonna bake into. Okay. In case you weren't sure what retopologizing means. But yeah, all right. Well, for now, obviously this isn't done, but it's almost about the 1 hour mark. So I want to kind of end this episode on this note. Hopefully this kind of helps you with a few things. Again, sub D modeling and crease tools are going to be your friend here when you do some of these hard surface stuff. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Thank you guys so much. Again, check out the timestamps if you guys want to just make sure you want to watch only the things that you want to see. Subscribe and do all that stuff. All right, see you guys again next time.